Had to sync the audio. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I last recorded, but we're finally back in action. Happy New Year's to everyone. Hope you guys had a good 2020. I know it wasn't the best, but hope everyone made the best out of it. Today we're going to be talking about my 3 top tips for max back growth. So these are the top 3 tips that helped me over the years to grow my back. So first of all, sorry, I got my notes pulled up, but why is it important to have a strong, good-looking back? So, nice V-taper, a good depth to the back, good-looking rhomboids, good erectors, things like that. Why is it important to have a strong, good-looking back? So number 1, it's going to help you with your everyday movements. So, bending over, picking up stuff, closing the door, small movements like that, it's going to help with. So it may not seem much, but it's going to be important, especially down the road once you get older. So having a good, strong upper back and just overall back is going to help with, everyday movements. And then number 2 is going to help improve strength in other lifts as well. So for example, having a strong upper back is going to help you stabilize the weight on the bench press, on the overhead press, things that require you to stabilize the weight. Also the squats as well, since the bar is going to have a nice shelf to sit on. And this is going to help convert to a stronger lift, which is going to help convert to hypertrophy as well. Yeah, I guess you could say it's kind of important to have, a good strong back. So let's go ahead and move on to the tips. So tip number 1 I have is using full range of motion. So this is going to apply to all movements, but it's going to be very, very important, especially for the back. Since a lot of people, it's kind of hard to work the back because you really can't see the muscles behind you. So you kind of have to, in a way, you really use the mind muscle connection. So as like in the past, whenever I first started working out, well, actually, whenever I first competed in 2014, my back really wasn't the strong point. I mean, I'll even show a picture right here. So it wasn't my strongest area because, I was training it wrong. I thought it was, just genetics, but as soon as I applied, full range of motion training into my, my back training, I started to see very good results, very good muscle growth. And this is what my back looks like right now. So, it's going to take a while. It's nothing, you can't achieve this overnight, obviously. But if you continue to stay consistent and, continue to use full range of motion and making sure you do the movements properly, you will see good growth in your back. And also, all around. That brings us to tip number 2, and that is stop pulling with your arms. So, and more so pull with your elbows. So for example, if you're doing the pull-ups, pretend someone tying a knot from your elbow and pulling through the elbow. So they're pulling your elbow instead of arms. Or another thing is pretend you got your arms cut off. Well, I guess you could say you got your elbows, this part cut off, and you can only pull with your elbow. So pretend that's your only option. Imagine pulling through the elbow and contracting the lat. You'll get a better contraction through the lats opposed to if you use your whole arm to actually pull. And this applies to not just vertical pulling, but horizontal pulling as well. Dumbbell rows, machine rows, barbell rows, things like that. You'll notice if you focus on pulling through the elbows and contract your back, you'll get a better contraction. If grip seems to be the limiting factor for you guys, I would highly suggest investing in some straps, because I use straps. This really helps out and this prevents forearm burnout. So just imagine if you're doing a set and you're not able to complete your set because your forearms or your grip gave out, you're missing out on those reps that could have converted to more volume and later on down the road, more hypertrophy in the back. Opposed to if you were to invest in some straps and actually use the straps, you'll be able to get more volume without the grip being a limiting factor, which will later result in more hypertrophy. So if you guys still want to work your forearms, I would just, do them on a different day. Or, probably do them on a different day or at the end of your back workout. because, you know, you're trying to work your back. You don't want to work multiple, well, you want to work multiple muscle groups, but you don't want forearms to be the limiting factor. So, you know, if you want, you can do your back workout, and then at the end of the workout, maybe do 1 to 2 movements for the forearms, like wrist curls or farmer walks. Those tend to be good. And then also, you know, if you want to do hollow body holds as well, those are also a good movement to help with your forearm strength and build your, you know, just your overall forearms. Then that brings us to tip number 3, which is stop using more weight than you can handle. So whenever I first started working out, I was notorious for using a crazy amount of weight, more than I can handle. And that's why my back wasn't growing, because I was using so much weight, I wasn't able to do the movement correctly. And, you know, I'll show you, well, you could actually go back to my channel and see my form. If you go back to like my first 5 or 10 videos, you could see that I was using more weight than I can handle, because you see a lot of momentum being used, and like I wasn't incorporating full range of motion like I'm supposed to. The weight is important, but it's not the most important thing. And the most important thing is using good form. In order to do that, you're gonna have to sacrifice some weight in order to get your form right. So I would highly suggest, you know, dropping the weight 15-20%. You will have to sacrifice some weight, but I promise you guys, if you get pristine form, the weight's gonna come and you're gonna see much more results as if you were to continue to doing the same form and progress in weight. So form first, slowly progress in weight, and you'll see a big change in, you know, not just back growth, but all around growth. But that's it, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you know anyone that could benefit from seeing this video, be sure to share it to them. This is gonna help them out, as well as help grow the channel as well. So that's it, guys. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see, just shoot it in the comments below or inbox me, and I'll see what I can do. Peace.